Hello everyone, my name is Loco and welcome to some more Overwatch. Today we're gonna be checking out the new game mode that has been available as of like the last 3 hours. Today we're gonna be checking out the new weekly brawl, but currently apparently it's changing every single day. But the weekly brawl is obviously going to be a game mode where they change up a bunch of the rules of the game. This time around we got the Super Shimado Bros. Welcome to Hanamura, Genji and Hanzo only, with faster abilities but slower ultimates. Let's see what this is all about. Alrighty then, so it looks like we're on the defending end. I think I'm gonna start off with some Genji. Maybe we'll play some Hanzo in a little bit as well. Too many of one hero, it says. Well, I mean, that's the entire goal of this brawl, isn't it? But anyways, so basically it obviously took the concept from games such as Hearthstone, right? Which is also a Blizzard game, as I'm sure you are aware. Basically in Hearthstone you will be able to do this weekly Tavern Brawl, and what happens is that I'm probably gonna end up calling this brawl as well Tavern Brawl about 16 times in this video. But anyway, that brawl basically is something that changes every single week, and as a result from playing that, you get like a free card pack. But basically in the Tavern Brawl you will be able to play Hearthstone just like you do normally, however with 1 or 2 added rules to it, which obviously changes up the entire dynamic of the game, and that's actually really fun. I always do those as well on the YouTube channel whenever new ones are available, and apparently they're trying to take over this concept towards Overwatch as well, which is awesome. I think they sort of came to the conclusion after playing in World of Warcraft for years and years that people really do like doing repetitive things as long as it's like, you know, actually forcing them to come back in the game. And I guess that's the general objective here as well, to make sure that people are gonna become attached to your game, you know. Basically in World of Warcraft you would have daily quests and you would have weekly quests, and they would like basically only be able to be played once a week. Now this particular case we are going to be able to play them more than just once a week. We can play them as many times as we want, but I think only the very first time we're gonna get a free reward. For the moment though, as far as I'm aware, there is no rewards. It's just for fun, but here goes nothing. Now I am starting off here with Genji. The funny thing is though that I would feel, oh my god, I was gonna say we gotta be really careful, by the way. I would say that Genji is probably the easier option here, right? But there's a lot of Hanzos there, and I don't really want to get scattered arrowed. I do not want to get scattered arrowed. Alright. Normally, I would say, like, because this hero is so extremely mobile, that Hanzos is gonna have, like, they're gonna have a very hard time killing me. Also, one important thing to note is that we actually have 400 HP. We got, you know, normally 200 HP, if I'm not mistaken, on Hanzo. As well as on Genji, actually. So, apparently we also die a whole lot, you know, we also die a whole lot less fast, I suppose. We're gonna have to try, though, and see if we can get to close range combat instead. Obviously, this is gonna get really messy, because we will need to, like... We're gonna have to make sure we're at least, like, paying close attention to what's going on. Now, so far, we seem to be winning this one. We seem to be winning this duel. However, someone else seems to be joining in as well. This is so messy. This is so messy. Alright, let's make sure we actually grab ourselves the healing globe. This is cool though. I like the idea of them adding a brawl-like concept to this game as well. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Woo! I do get him there. That was scary though. Like, you gotta keep in mind, obviously Hanzo has, you know, a bow and arrow, which means that he has... a lot of potential of murdering people in just one hit. Whereas I obviously have these shuriken right now on Genji that are used to basically be thrown forward. And eventually, you know, they will kill someone, but they don't have quite as much potential there. Now that Hanzo right there does have a really good skin. So, you know, obviously that doesn't say anything about his skill level. But, I mean, it's one thing to keep in mind, right? He's at the very least played a little bit more Hanzo than I have, more than likely. Now, one important thing to note as well, lore-wise, is that while they haven't released a short of this yet, they have released a short of some Winston and some Reaper as well. If you haven't seen that yet, I would highly recommend checking it out. But basically, oh come on, basically, Hanzo and Genji are brothers. They're like from this family that was basically trading in illegal business, I believe. I don't know the exact specifics, but they both sort of like realized that life wasn't as awesome this way, and they both sort of took their own paths. And you know, this is where they go from. This is where they are at right now. Now the funny thing is obviously that there may very well be more brothers added into this, and obviously also there's more than likely gonna be, where are you? There's more than likely also going to be, like, you know, all kinds of different brawls added to the game as well. Now I'm gonna head out real quick. Want to grab myself a bit of a healing globe. The healing globes, though, you can very easily learn how much they do because it doesn't seem to be that crazy. They are currently on the objective, though, which isn't all too awesome for us. Oh, man. Oh, man. I want to grab some extra healing. Woo! Oh, God. Oh, God. No way! He had absolutely no health there. My teammate is saying it's extremely boring. What? I actually really enjoyed this. This is really cool. Now, currently, obviously, they're still finding their way, right? They're still finding their way when it comes to, you know, these kind of brawls. Obviously, at some point, we're more than likely gonna find, like, something that is gonna be much more epic. But apparently, my teammates, or the people in the game at the very least, aren't liking it as much as I am. I actually really do like this. I'm glad they're experimenting with different kinds of game modes. Obviously, this one isn't particularly creative. I mean, you know, basically, they've just unlocked some extra HP, and that's about it. But the idea, at the very least, could be very good if executed well. Now, we gotta keep in mind, apparently, as well, that the cooldowns are reduced as well. So, that is a rather big thing. We gotta make sure that the enemies aren't gonna be in here. Oh! Oh, man. Okay, we finally got the ultimate. Finally. I am super low, though. Yeah, I do get taken out there, sadly, once again. Ugh. Well, so far we're doing quite well. Only 50 seconds remaining on capturing A. Obviously, they will get some extra time as well once A is captured. So I'm hoping that we are going to be able to catch this. One of the things to note, though, is that, like I mentioned, there are going to be, or like for the moment, they are going to be changing the brawl every single day rather than every single week, which is quite nice for you know, testing purposes, I suppose. Eventually, though, this is going to be a weekly brawl, where it's going to be the same as it is in Hearthstone, I suppose, where you just, you know, only get it. Did I just fall out of the level? Oh, crap, I'm pretty dumb. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I was trying to be all sneaky there, and then I just fell down. No, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see that again. But it looks like we have managed to pick up the victory, at least. It looks like it. It looks like it. They're still contesting it, though. They're still contesting it, though. It's almost captured. Nope. Overtime is gonna disappear. Once again, they are contesting it. Imagine if I wouldn't have fallen out of the level like a total idiot. We probably would have been able to capture this with relative ease. Alright, alright. We're getting back in here. We're getting back in here. Okay. Whew. Okay, good. Good, good. Once again, though, they're capturing the objective. Which is a little unfortunate. We can use our cooldowns way more often. I actually didn't realize like how much more often we actually could use it. Oh man, they're still in here. Oh man, this is such a clusterfuck. It's insane actually, like how much like is happening when you only have 2 heroes apparently. Oh man. Oh man. One of the things they've also introduced, by the way, and they actually managed to capture it. Wow, I did not anticipate for that. They have got 5 minutes now. One of the other things they have also introduced in the game is a new map. And I will be checking that one out very shortly as well. If you're interested in that, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you get a notification as soon as I do upload that. This is, you know, the very first addition that they've made to the game. Ooh, that is a triple headshot there. You can't leave. You can't come through my door. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't want to be here, guys. Let me alone. Leave me alone. Alright. Oh, no. Oh, no. We are in the thick of things now. Alright, alright. This is not looking too good, though. We were in a really good spot initially, but right now, all of a sudden, this is looking much worse. This is looking much, much worse for us. We obviously do have to make sure we get back into this, because otherwise it would be really unfortunate. Looks like they are currently on the objective, or at least someone is. Now, normally, holding onto the objective here is relatively easy. Like, you basically just turtle up, and since the enemies have a substantially longer... like a substantially longer... Whew, a substantially longer walking distance, I suppose. Oftentimes, that means that they're gonna be, you know, relatively easy to kill. Because basically what happens is they just need to worry about, you know, killing them once. And oftentimes you're then just gonna be just in a really good spot. Now, sadly, in this particular case, obviously, we don't have Bastions, we don't have Torbjorns, we don't have Reinhardts that are really good at defensive type play. And in this particular case, it looks like they did just manage to grab the victory. So well played there. And while my aim wasn't the greatest, I think it is time to see how we can do with playing Hanzo instead. Looks like everyone, though, is currently playing Genji. Not too surprising, once again, like, he seems to be much more mobile. Like, he's just much more mobile, and I guess killing someone with a sword is much easier than with a dragon, right? Alrighty then, so we are now on the attacking team, and we're gonna be playing a little bit of Hanzo. Hopefully I'm gonna be a bit more accurate with my shots than I was with my shuriken, but either way, one of the things I do really like about this idea, about this game mode, is that it can actually be used to test out all kinds of different ideas and like strategies, you know? For example, they could quite easily... Oh my god, we almost got him. We could quite easily... learn like new strategies this way, right? And also, one of the important thing to note is that you will be forced out of your comfort zone. Like, a lot of people in this game only play a very limited amount of heroes, and I also sort of have this tendency when I'm just playing by myself and not like recording for YouTube videos. I definitely do have my favorite heroes. For example, I play a lot more Genji than I do Hanzo. That's just like a given. Like, I just play a lot more Genji than I do Hanzo. Now, so far, we're doing a great job, actually. Got a lot of kills already. And I may have been mistaken in the fact that if you have a lower cooldown on your scatter arrow, things all of a sudden become way more interesting. We already captured A. That was insanely fast. That was insanely fast. Alright, let's head over towards B then. Ooh. Man, you can scatter arrow constantly. You can scatter arrow all the time. You can, like, I guess, learn the strength of, like, these little alleyways as well. I mean, I right now have sort of the ability to just spam my scatter arrow wherever I please. And it may potentially hit a hero. It may also not hit a hero, but... I mean, we also get to work on our aim, like just like this. Okay. Woo! There is one over there. I did hit him just now. This is so messy. I actually really think this is much... Like, honestly, playing this is much better than playing just Genji. I got a lot to learn when it comes to Hanzo. It looks like they had plenty of these arrows. But I had a lot to learn with Hanzo. And this is actually a great way of learning how to aim your scatter arrow. This is actually quite nice. Alright, let's see if we can get back in. Now, I know I can't quite cross that terrain on Hanzo, so we're gonna take the long route. We have a full 8 minutes, though, to try and grab the objective in our favor. So this should be all good. Time to head over there. But anyway, for those of you wondering that aren't aware yet, they are going to introduce an open beta relatively soon. I don't know exactly the date, but it's like the first 2 weeks or like the first couple days or so before the game comes out. There is going to be a open beta, and then they have like a two week long like pre-purchase type area as well, where basically if you purchase the game, you're going to be able to play in those 2 weeks. So, you know, there's going to be people that will be able to play quite a little bit longer. I am going to be playing this game a lot more, for those of you wondering. I'm just having an absolute blast playing this, and I think this game is going to be really big. I mean, the fact of the matter is that it's available for console and all that as well, right? So, oh my god, no way. I shouldn't be here. Why am I fighting on top of a bunch of Genjis? I mean, obviously I shouldn't have been there, but... Oh man, look at that. Look at me walking around like a total noob. Yeah, I don't think in a one-on-one fashion like that, when they're right on top of you, you can get very much done on a Hanzo. Not when you're fighting Genjis at the very least. I mean, you're gonna have to hit multiple headshots now that they got 400 HP. I think one of my headshots does 250 or 200 life in damage. I don't know exactly, but normally you get like a one-shot kill versus most heroes. Ooh. Looks like I accidentally scatter arrowed someone to death there. Oh, and then got another shot as well. Alright, anyone else want some? Anyone else want some? Sweet, we do end up picking up the victory. So, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I will be recording more, I was gonna say Tavern Brawls, weekly brawls, which are currently daily, over the next couple weeks as well. So if you are interested in seeing more, once again, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're interested in checking out the new map. But other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day, alright? Do not forget to smile, and let me know down below what you think of this concept. Alright? Alright.